I'm Sarah Poet, and thank you for checking out this video vlog number 2 on gender equity approached differently. I am really having fun here today, opening up some topics that I'm really passionate about for you to consider for your work performance and also your workplace. So in video number 1, just to recap, we were talking about why now? Why are we talking about this gender topic now? And there's a lot of heat around this, and there are a lot of misunderstandings. And I've been walking with this path of talking about the masculine and the feminine archetypes for the last 5 years and watching how this plays out in the workplace. And, like I said in the first video, this is for the innovators. Okay. This is not for everyone. This is for companies who want to lead into the future, because if you keep tripping up on gender and trying to figure out all things gender and trying to walk on eggshells around gender and what to talk about and what not to talk about, you are going to be left behind in the world today. That is what I'm going to say about that. So we are neutralizing what is a huge and loaded topic by talking about archetypes and archetypes of feminine and masculine, and how we all possess both of those, and we all have healthy and unhealthy traits of those. And these characteristics of our work, our behavior, is what we're bringing into the workplace. We're confusing that with gender. We're trying to talk about gender when we really need to talk about like the behaviors and the work traits and what we value. So let's be more effective, and that's what these videos are about. Of course, you can find me at sarahpoet.com/reconciliation if you would like to do a deeper dive with your company, with your leadership team. I'm available for that, and mediations and full company professional development if you like. This video is going to be a little bit shorter. We are going to talk about what you and your company actually value. So let's dive into value. And I'm playing with this word here a little bit in this video. I'm purposefully opening up a pretty big topic here for you to consider. So there's value in terms of what we say are our ethics and our values, our considerations. And then there is economic value. And I'm sure that you can think of a company that said that it stood for a core value, but then made an economic decision that was in contrast to that core value. And so we want those to align. And I want to bring the question to you: what do you and your company value in terms of feminine and masculine archetypes and traits? And the reason that I'm asking this, if we get metacognitive for a minute, is because if your company only values one or the other, or pays for one but expects the other for free, then you are going to find yourself with gender problems, HR problems. Okay, so let's get clear on what your company values, and also what you put your money behind. Okay, very important. There's what we say we value, and there's what we put our money behind. So in the last video, I broke down these 4 categories of feminine and masculine archetypes. Of course, we could say that there's more, but I am going to give us this framework so that we can conceptualize it. Remember that all of us have all 4 of these categories, regardless of our gender, and all of us are utilizing these things differently, as well as, choosing to bring different ones to leadership or valuing them differently. So this is, again, a repeat slide from the last video, and these are the just a sampling, right, of what these behaviors, characteristics of these archetypal energies could be. So just take a moment, look at this, and look at like, oh, where do I do those things? Like, do I have examples from my life in each of these four categories? And I don't know about you, but I do, right? And so it's like, oh, when I see it in this way, I can choose more. Oh, what kind of leader do I want to be? Okay, so let's now ask ourselves, what characteristics do we value and do we pay for in the organization in terms of economics? So we might say, for example, actually, a friend just told me, a friend who works for a major company, major company on the planet. And she was telling me how there is a named value consideration for equity and making sure every voice is heard, that kind of thing. But in practice, what is economically valued above the relational aspects of things is, are we making profit? Everyone wants to make profit. Everyone wants to make profit. You, me, everyone. But there's some things that we kind of default to, okay? Because we're coming out of a culture that really only valued what you see on the left, okay? Economically speaking, economics has been tied to masculine behavior and work qualities and qualifications, okay? These things on the right, companies may say they value, or unfortunately, they may expect, like kind of silently or unconsciously expect them for free. And this is a shadow in our culture. So you hear, presently that there's I guess a trend, for a company bringing in DEI, or a group to look at what the quality of the work is, and who volunteers for these committees. Most of the time it's women, and most of the time this is unpaid. And so the caretaking, nurturing aspects of humanity have not been the qualities that have been economically valued and paid for, but rather have been expected for free. In me explaining this, I hope that you can see that there is, reason here for increased burnout, increased quitting, right? With these trends that we see, I'm explaining it in a different way. So if a company really wants to align a holistic, whole person approach, you're going to figure out how to align, both feminine and masculine perspectives, approaches, leadership styles, and even like how you make the schedule in the organization. So, for example, do you expect a really high productivity, but not give time for teams to really work together in a really creative capacity, and just have a little bit of like open time for them to do that? And so that would be the incorporation of the feminine into a masculine profit-driven model. And I think that what we want in the world today, what we want in the workplace, I'm naming it differently again, but I think what we want is the presence and the value of the feminine characteristics, archetypal qualities in the workplace. And we want to redefine actually economic value to include those things. So reflection opportunity for you, for your organization. What does the leadership of your organization value? What does it say it values? What does it practice that it values? Okay, this is really something to journal about, take to your team, reflect on, right? And then what does your leadership and company pay for versus what does it expect for free? And, do these need to come into greater alignment and attunement? And when they do, you will be the progressive companies. Okay, absolutely. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about improving workflow with feminine masculine balance and integration. That's a topic I also talked about in my TEDx. You can find that at sarahpote.com, and you can also reach out to me to learn more about reconciling what is going on with gender and gender in the workplace through a very, approachable lens that is very new and innovative. I don't see anyone else doing this. So you're welcome to reach out to me. And I definitely appreciate hearing from you. I look forward to it, sarahpote.com. Thank you.